Have you seen her? Ain't she great? She's something you'll appreciate. I'm sure you understand just what I mean. Everybody, everywhere, is falling for her now. I'm speaking of the new Ford, and boy, it's sure a wow. Lay off, people, lay off, folks. None of your sarcastic jokes. Henry's made a lady out of Lizzie. Not a rattle, not a bit. Lizzie now has lots of it. Henry's made a lady out of Lizzie. There's everything inside her now except a kitchen sink, a mirror, and a powder puff, a shower bath, I think. I'll bet my life that this Miss Ford will live as long as Fanny Ward. Henry's made a lady out of Lizzie. Now, you remember Lizzie, how she used to run before?
Welcome,
Going
everybody.
15
Glad you
miles an
all are
hour,
here.
she would lose the
Can certainly thank you for being here, especially given the weather. Can I just a quick show of hands? How many of you, this is your first time here at McPherson or here at the clinic? That's phenomenal. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, I don't want you to think you're too special. Thank you all for who come every year and keep coming back. But certainly, we want your day to be enjoyable. So if you need something, please let us know. I should have introduced myself first. I'm Chris Paulson. I work here. Can hopefully find anything you need. We've also got Luke Channel. Garrick Green is working on coffee. He works here and can help you. We've also got a committee who I'll introduce in a little bit. We're glad you're here and want to make your day enjoyable, like I said. Couple of comments, several comments. The schedule for the day is posted around, and if you look at the schedule, there's a lot of spots where it says like, I think 9:30-ish. We're going to take a break. We're going to see how things go, and we'll take breaks. We'll break for lunch when it's convenient, and it'll all work out. Speaking of lunch, if you need, we've got a list of restaurants in town here. If you're not familiar, on the right there. My father Gary is showing you. They are by the donuts and water. Grab one. Tells you what's in town here. The dinner last night, thank you to everyone that came to that. That was unexpected. I hope by the time, if you were at the end of the line, I hope you got enough to eat. I'll admit that was my fault. I underestimated the number of people that would be there. So I would ask, please come back next year. We will make sure you have plenty of food, and you will walk away stuffed. So that's the explanation there. This afternoon, and if it feels like I'm jumping around a lot, that's because that's what I do. This is welcome to my life. This afternoon's, one of this afternoon's presenters, Rob, was not able to make it. He's snowed in Nebraska, but we've filled the day with other presentations that I think you will enjoy. Lots of good information. But that's another so not only will you get plenty of food next year, you will also, Rob has promised to be here next year with one of his cars or two of his cars. So there's another reason to come back. I would like to thank the people that brought cars. Edwin, who you will meet this afternoon, he's a student here. He brought in a couple of his friend Cash, who's a student but not here this month, brought in two of his cars for display, and we've got my father's car here. I don't know, and there's a couple Model Ts in the back also that the college owns. Speaking of that, I would encourage you throughout the day, take time and just wander the building. Everything's open, the lights are on. If you've not been here, feel free to check it all out. Maybe don't play with the table saw too much, but everything else, I'd like you to see what we do here, because we're certainly proud of it. I mentioned Garrick and Luke who work here. I would like to introduce Luke Channel. He works here, and he's gonna give you a break from me talking. He's just gonna tell you a little bit more about the program and what we do here, and answer your questions.
I'm going to try to step out of the way of the speakers and hopefully cut down on the feedback a little bit. Can you hear me okay? Good. Glad to hear it. So as Chris said, my name's Luke Channel. I have taught here for almost 20 years now, and really love the program. Very passionate about it, very passionate about the history of the program. So the program started in 1976. It was the result of a donation by a very generous local oil man named Smokey Ballou, who had a collection of cars and ran into the problem that he couldn't find people to work on them. And so he partnered with McPherson to create the auto restoration program, and in turn donated most of his car collection to the college to be sold to fund it. So we've been doing this for close to 50 years now. Typically, we have around 150 students in the program. Students take roughly 10 core courses in all subjects of restoration, so from machining, paint, drivetrain and chassis, engine rebuilding, woodworking, assembly, trim and upholstery, and then sheet metal fabrication. So there are about 10 by the time you break it all down. We're very fortunate to have a lot of industry partners and have been able to send lots of students both on internships and employees, and as employees to many of the premier restoration shops and auction houses, museums, et cetera, around the world. So we're really proud of that. And the thing I would say is that among us, the Model T is foundational. A lot of us, particularly Chris and I and others, start students off on Model Ts. They're a nice simple car that's easy to understand. They're a little weird, but they kind of have to reorient your thinking to be able to understand one. But they're a very useful teaching tool and just a great way for students to get into the antique car world. So yeah, I would answer any questions if you have any. Yeah.
What is the ratio of students that apply and students that are accepted?
It varies by year. So we typically accept around 45 to 50 students, and some years we'll have 75 to 100 apply, and some years we have maybe 55. So again, it just kind of varies.
Does everybody apply that applies to get in or accepted, or is there more applicants?
There are always more applicants than there are spots. Yeah, absolutely. We have an admissions process where applicants put together a portfolio, and now we actually interview them. We have a face-to-face interview process.
What qualifications do these students have to get in?
So that's a good question, because increasingly we find that vocational programs and shop class in high schools are not so common anymore, and so a lot of them have the passion and the interest, but they don't have the hands-on experience. So what we look for in our prospective students is really a passion and drive, and also a dedication to craftsmanship, to working with their hands and building good things. So if we see that, that's what we're after.
Do they have their own tools?
No, we provide all their tools here. So yeah, I saw one over there.
Tell us about your summer flooding program for folks like us.
Absolutely, yeah. So in June, we offer 1-week courses in all of our various areas, and so it's come to be informally known as summer camp for car guys. But for around $1,000, maybe a little bit more now, you can come and stay in the dorms with your fellow enthusiasts and take a 1-week intensive all-day class, and it's a lot of fun. As faculty teaching it, it's very intense because people have lots and lots and lots of questions, and we'll stay here till 8 o'clock at night if you let them. So, but lots of passionate people, and that people come from all over the country. The information's available on our website. I think most of the classes are full, but there may be a few openings still at this point. So, good, thank you. One more.
How big is your faculty? Like, how many you guys got on staff?
We have 7, 8? Eight of us now. We added a good guy this year, so yeah, it's good. Okay, I'm gonna.
Can you just mention where the cars come from?
Oh, so yeah, so cars in our collection, we only work on donated cars. We we have tried different arrangements over the years, and it typically did not work out well. So all the cars that you see are owned by the college. We have a collection of around 50 to 60 cars. Some are in an off-site storage facility, but that's been the best way to go about it. Anything else I missed, Chris?
Did you mention where students go after they graduate?
Yeah, so I'll harp on that a little bit more. So typically students, some will go on to open their own restoration shops. That's becoming less and less common. Some will just go to work for a restoration shop in the industry. We have a number of people that work for in the insurance industry, places like Haggerty. We also have quite a few now that are going to auction houses, and will do not only prep for car auctions, but also act as brokers and also researchers to write catalog descriptions, because we provide a pretty good overview of automotive history and research skills. A lot of our students have found that it's a really useful or a career that fits them well to work in that field. So, good. Okay. Turn it back over to Chris.
Thank you, Luke. Let me see. When you came in, you got a ticket for door prizes. We've got a few door prizes from vendors up here. We'll do that after lunch. I mentioned earlier, we've got a committee that helps put this together, and I just want to mention them and maybe just wave your hand in case, if you have a complaint, see one of them. We've got Mike Bender is on the committee. He's over here. Steve Bender, no relation as far as we know. Justin Dalkey, there in the back. Bill and Nellie Howell, keeping us all in line here. My father, Gary Paulson, is here somewhere. And then Kimberly and Vern Shirk are back there also. I hope that's everyone. And then let's move to the presenters. First up is Larry Azevedo. If you didn't, I'm going to send these around. These are handouts from Larry. If you did not get one, feel free to take one. I'm going to let you introduce yourself and tell as much or as little as you would like. And